Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today I thought we would get our tags ready for our book. Now, I've already gotten, my tags prepared, and all I did was create a master board. And I cut my tags out, and they are 2 inches. Let me pull you forward a little bit because all you are looking at is, well, nothing. They're 2 inches by 6 inches, and I am getting ready. And I think I'm gonna smack you on the head with my head. And if I do, I'm sorry. They're 2 inches by 6 inches, and I'm getting ready to put the little whoop-de-doodles on them. So I thought I would share with you how I do that. So these are just these little hickey-badooties that I punched out of, brown cardstock. And I'm getting ready to stamp on them, so they're not just, kind of boring. So I'm going to grab my cube here and my scorched timber. And this is the, oh, you can't see this upside down. And you're not going to be able to see it this way either. I'll show you the thing I'm going to use after I get it on there. I think I want to use this one. Hold on, I'll show you the stamp I'm going to use. I'm going to use this stamp right here in scorched timber. And all it does is it just makes these look a little, a little more interesting. You really don't see a lot of it once you stamp it. You really don't. All you see are, a couple of numbers. But it does make it a little more interesting to look at than just a plain brown piece of paper. Now, if that's what you're going for, just plain and brown, then of course don't stamp it. But that's not what I'm going for on these. I'm going for something that's a little more interesting. So, like I have some in here that are punched out of leftover pieces of cardstock, from like whenever I'm working in a book and I have pieces of just little pieces of cardstock left, I'll grab a piece of that cardstock and I'll punch either from my little circle punch or my little flower punch, and I'll punch them out of that also. So, they don't have to be brown. They can be made of other pieces of cardstock too. And I have several that are made just from those pieces of cardstock, and they're kind of fun to play with. They're like little bingo things bopping around, aren't they? So, you can have them looking any way you want. Like I have several that are Christmas paper. Like this one I punched out of when we were making a Christmas book. It's a piece of Christmas candy. And this one is just out of a piece of, I think it's wrapping paper or a printable or something, but it's just part of a flower that I use my flower punch on. Let's see what else is left. This is just a piece of plaid paper, that we were using in a book. And I have a little paper punch and a flower punch, and I just punched these little flowers, and you can actually see the little flowers. They're little teeny tiny, but you can see them with the paper punch. So, you can do that if you have little punches, little tiny punches. They're no bigger than my my 5/8 punch, than this little tiny punch that I use to punch these. It's a little teeny tiny punch. Okay, so that's that's it. That's all I'm going to do on them. Then I'm going to wipe this off and put it back. Okay, let's put that back over there. Now, I have to tell you something today that happened today. You know, I've been talking to my husband. He's in Pennsylvania, packing up the garage. And I said to him, are my brown shoes there? And he said, no. I said, are you sure? Yes. And I said, would you check for me? Yes. Now, here it is. So he went, you know, where my brown shoes should be. And he checked in another spot for me. And he checked in our bedroom. And he checked several places. And he said, no brown shoes, no white tennis shoes, nothing. Well, I was missing like 4 or 5 pair of shoes. And I said, I can't find my brown shoes anywhere. And I'm missing my white tennis shoes. I'm missing my Skechers, you know, and I named off several pair of shoes that I was missing. And he said, well, what do you think you did with them? And I said, I don't know. I have no idea, you know, where they've gone. And I can't find them. I said, the only thing I can figure is they have ended up in storage in one of those silly boxes. And oh my gosh, that means I'm going to have to go dig through those boxes and find my shoes. And he said, oh my, that's going to take a while. So now what I'm doing here is on my art glitter glue, I'm putting a little teeny tiny tip and I am going to glue these on. Now it's going to take a minute for this to come out. And I want it to be there in the middle. And I'm just going to glue one on each of them. He said, oh my. He said, well, don't go up on the day that it's really hot because you'll get overheated. I won't, I promise. So I got into my closet today looking for something. And I thought, oh, I wonder, guess what I found in my closet, you guys? Now, I've been in this house here in Ohio since June, since the second week of June. I found my brown shoes, and I need to tell him that. I found my brown shoes. I found my white tennis shoes. Oh, I know. I was looking for flippies to go outside because I wanted to clean off the lawnmower. Oops. And I didn't find any flippies. No flippies. But I did find my brown shoes. I found my brown shoes, my white tennis shoes, my Skechers. No flippies. Not a flippy to be found. It was like, well, no flippies, but I found my brown shoes. It was like, well. That's one down. Don't know where the others ended up, though. Okay, so this is all I'm doing here, is talking to you and putting these on here. Now, once these dry, then I'm going to put the ribbon on them. Now, I'm probably either going to use lace, sari silk. Now, and you don't have to use these on all of them. You can use things like buttons on them. You can use bigger ones. Like I have a couple of these bigger ones, and I think I'm going to use bigger ones on those. I'm going to pull those out. And I have one I want to use a button on. This one needs some glue. So let's put a little bit of glue there. There was one I wanted to use a button on. This one. This one? Oh, it's this one. I'll pull out two because I want to use buttons on them. And I'll leave these two out. We'll do something else on those. All right, so let's pull this. Let's take this off. Let's put this top back on. Let's put this cap back on. And yeah, no, this one's going to have to get washed. Okay. So all of these are going to dry. Now, these bigger ones here, I'm going to use the bigger ones on and make a tab. Now, you don't have to use bigger things like these to make a tab. You know, a pull tab at the top like this. You don't have to use these. Oh, but I do kind of like that one. See, now this one was made out of cardstock. Now, I do have one in here that's actually made out of a, this one, that one's quite thick. This one is made out of, this one's made out of several pieces. There's one made out here of a piece of canvas. Let me see if I can find it to show you. It's made out of a piece of canvas right here. This one is punched out of a piece of canvas. So I might use that one. I have a couple of them in here punched out a piece of canvas. And that one's out of the same canvas, but you see you get different colors. So I think I'm going to use that one. Now this one would be nice because it's already punched through and you could put a dangle on it. So if you did that one is your tab and maybe turn that sideways, you could put a dangle to come down on your tag. Now I would definitely, you know, ink up this edges, but now you've already got something available here to have a dangle come down. Now that is an interesting thought. So I think I might do that one on there. For this one, I am going to do the canvas piece. And I think I'm going to do it like this. Except I'm not going to glue it. Now I'm picking it up a little bit higher. And I'm going to use my tiny attacher here. Ouch! Almost tiny attach my hand. Like that. Okay. So now I've got a little tab at the top. Okay, these, I'm going to put these here in this top so I don't mix them up with the big ones. And put these big ones over here. So now I have a little tab at the top for this one. And I want to, around here, now I haven't really decorated these in any way yet. Okay, so I like that with that up there. So I would use that one. Now this one, I'm going to come back to. Okay. Now these here, we were going to do the buttons. So before we do anything with buttons, let's go on and get these done here. Oh, there was 3 of them. Okay, so these are buttons. Right here, these are buttons. Now, I have some vintage buttons over here. Get over there. Now, let's get that out of the way, and let's get out our vintage lace. Okay. So let's see what we have here that will fit on these. Now, this is all very neutral, so I mean, we can add anything we want to them and in any size. So it's completely up to you when you're adding a button. Do you want to go big? Do you want to go small? How vintage do you want to be? And the rest of my vintage buttons I had to put away because Callahan decided that they were fun to play with. So I could only keep out a very small amount. Now I do have over here some other buttons that unfortunately had gotten spilled, and I had to pick them up. Whoops, I dropped one of them that we were going to do. There we go. And these are vintage buttons here. And they're mixed in with a little bit of everything. Oh, now I do like this one right here with that one. I do like that one. And I haven't found all of my stuff yet. Let's see, what does this say? I am not sure what that says. Ooh, this is a fun button. Now, this is plastic on the back, so I can take that off or I can sew it, but I like that. I like that there. You know what? No, I like it over here. And I'm gonna maybe try and cut that plastic off of the back and see if I can get it to sit down flatter. Okay, and in here, I think I'm going to go with a nice simple. This one has the original threads in it. Okay. Now, let's put these back over here. And we'll put these back in the cabinet. Oops. Come on, you guys, straighten up. Okay. Now, behind these, I want some. I think this is too big. Now, this one's small enough. I think this is too big. I need the smaller stuff. That's too big. Let's see, I think I have the smaller stuff in here. Yeah, let's get the smaller stuff out. Okay, where is it here? I think this or this. Is this one too big? Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. Okay, let's first take care of this one. Let's get that piece cut off. Let's see if we can do it. Now, I'm just going to use my little jewelry cutters. And I'm going to lay it flat against here. Like this. I'm just laying it flat. And I'm putting my hand over it. Okay, I am going to pause this while I work on this, so I'll be right back. Okay, it came off, but it was not plastic. It was metal, and I don't know where it went. It's somewhere in my craft room. Okay, but I got it off, so I want that one to go there. And that's just a built-in shank, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, so here, I'm going to go on still and put one of these behind it. Because I'm going to put some lace. Let's see, how are we going to put the lace? I don't think I'm going to run the lace through it. I think I'm going to staple it. I think I'm going to put the lace like this. Like this. I'm going to put the lace like this and then put this over top of it. Like that. Except I think I'm going to crisscross it. Yeah, that way when I staple it, I know I get both pieces. Like that. Now I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac to glue this down. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac to hold this down. And it will take some time to dry. Okay. And I am going to, I don't want it right up at the top. I want to move it down a little bit, right there. Okay, so there's that one. Now, similar, I'm going to do something similar to this one, except I want the lace. I want some lace on this side. I want my lace down this side like this. And again, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for it, but I'm also going to use Fabri-Tac on the button. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to use my I think I'm going to use my 3-in-1 on my button. I think that'll work better for my button. All right, let's see if this has an up and a down. Now, I have a magnifying glass sitting here next to my table. All right, I think my button goes this way because I was trying to read my light that goes in my big cabinet today, and I couldn't tell which way it went. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And I think eventually I'm going to end up putting something little right there, but I just don't know what. Oops. Now, I will move these out of the way because I don't want them sitting on the table while I'm trying to work. Now, for this one, I want to use, excuse me, I want to use this. And I am going to put it like this. And I'm just putting it over the front and the back, just like that. And again, I'm just going to staple it. Now, if you don't have a stapler, glue it. If you don't have a stapler, just glue it down. I have 2 or 3 staplers, and one of them would have reached it, one of them would not have. Oh, I think I like that side better with all the scrunchies on it. One of my little teeny tiny one would not have reached it. My bigger one would have, but it makes such a god-awful noise that I just can't stand to use it. It was my office stapler when I worked in an office. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. That was why I got the one I have, because it's got a nice reach on it. Now, this button looks white, but as I move it around, the back of it turns colors. It's picking up the colors from this. So from my light, it's picking up pinks and reds and greens and browns. So I really like that. All right, so they're my ones with my buttons. All from the same masterboard. All 3 of them cut from the exact same masterboard. But all 3 of them look extremely different. So let's get the top back on the glue. Let me put this back in my bag here. Okay, now the one here. Now I'm going to move these real quick out of our way. Where can I put them in here? That is the question, since I don't have the space I used to have. And I don't have wheels like I used to. Yeah, we're going to have to fix that. We are going to have to get wheels. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can just put them up here in front of me. That might work. There's one. This is the one I'm worried about here. There's 2. Okay. Okay. They're right up there in front of me. Okay, this one. This one right here. So I'm going to ink up this side here. Okay, let's go on and get this inked up. Now, this was made from the same masterboard as everything else. Now, let's go on and get this done. And let's add a little bit of this to it. Okay. Just to give it the same look. Now, I don't remember what. I think it's paper. I think this is just layers of paper. I think. Okay. Okay. Now, this was vintage photo that I just put on it. So I'm just going to give it a minute to dry up. Now, we were going to kind of turn it sideways a little bit and just put a little dangle on it using that hole. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if I have a dangle in here. You see, I used to have all those dangles pre-made. Let's see about this one. This one might be too heavy for it. That could hang down here. All right, so let me get my things here. Okay, it's down here. Is that it? Or is this it? This is it. Okay. Okay, don't want that one. I want that one. Okay. Now, let's get this attached. Let's see, I think we'll use now, let's see if this will fit through here. Ah, it does. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so now we just need to add that, and we need to add that to there. So let's add this to that first. Okay, so here's our dangle. So now we need to add this tab to our tag. Now, I am going to have to put like some heavy books, you know, something like that to sit on this overnight. Okay, so there's our tab, and there's our dangle on our tag. And I will add some heavy books to this one. Where's my napkin here? And this will be a very fun one to add to our book. I might have to make a couple more like this one. Okay, get that wiped off. Let's put this glue away. All right, let's put this away. Yep. And put these tools away. Okay, so here is our tag with our dangle. And these can also be decorated further if, you know, if that's what's chosen. They can be decorated further with stickers, with more stamps, with anything, you know, that we choose to do. Now, these that have already had these put in them, so I'm going to put this one up here to dry. And like I said, I will put a heavy book on top of it. Now, these that have already had these put on them, let's see. Now, that one already had one picked out that I wanted to put that on, this one. Now that these have dried a little bit, you just repunch them. And there's something about this punch. I don't think that thing is long enough. And this is just too wide. I just need to make this more narrow. Now, I'm just going to put a piece of Sari silk in there. And I don't mind all the strings. See how the little strings hanging off? I don't mind those. There we go. So there's that one. Now, I might trim them because that's a little long. So I might trim it. But that's okay. I'll save that. So there's that one. Now I still have this piece. And I have this lace that I can also do the same thing with. And I have this one right here that I wanted to use that lace with. So I'm going to do... Yeah, there's something going on with this little puncher. They get stuck. I don't know what's going on with the silly thing. Now, you can add beads to them if you want. You know, if you're like beads, you can Come on, you silly things. You can leave them plain. You can use twine if that's what you like. Which my twine is over there in the big cabinet. I did find it. I am finding some things. I think other things have gotten taken over to the storage unit. You know, for me to go through later. So I think that's what I need to do. I think that's exactly what I need to do. I know there are 3 or 4 boxes over there I need to go through. There we go. Okay, and there's that one. Now, and if you don't like these colors, you know, if that color just isn't suiting you, just take this and just go over it, you know, make it a little bit darker. And if you're looking at your dauber and you're thinking, I don't like the color that's on it, take it off of your handle, you know, take it off of your handle and go wash it. Soap and water, wash it. Now, let it dry before you use it again. You know, I always wash mine at the end of the night. Oops, I missed one. I wash mine at the end of the night, and I let it dry. I just let it dry upside down, this part, upside down on a paper towel, a couple of paper towels stacked together overnight. And then in the morning, it's good and dry. Now, if you're doing it in the you know, first thing in the morning because you're looking at it and you're going, oh, I hate this thing. Then, and you have somewhere to put it outside, you know, because you have another one that you can use, then sit it outside for just a little while, especially on a nice warm day, and let the sunshine dry it. Now, don't forget about it because, you know, birds and squirrels will pick it up and walk off with it. I've had birds pick at mine. And that is not a good thing. I've had to replace it. Okay, let's see. What else do we have in here? And I think I want to get some twine for a couple of them. I think that one's too short. That is too short, and I know that one's too short. Oh, this one's nice. Let's see if we can get this one to split. I like this green. Let's see if we can get it to behave itself. Probably not, but we're going to give it a try. Up. Look what a good girl. Okay. I just want a piece about that long. Yeah, that'll work. This will work right here. See, that one's too short. Maybe. Okay. Well, I hope you all have had a good day today, and I hope you all make some tags. and enjoy yourself and just sit back and relax. You know, this is the type of thing you can do while you're watching TV, while you're, you know, hanging out, maybe watching a movie. Oh, now see, that one looks pretty. You can make this into anything you want. Now let's see if this one works. While you're, you know, waiting for the laundry to be done. While you're waiting for Baxter to tell you it's time to eat. Because that's what he's doing. So that tells me our time for the day is done. Because Baxter is saying, Mama, it is time to eat. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And for hanging out and exploring all the things that we can do with putting toppers on tags and having some fun. And let's see. Did it work? Ah, it works. Look at there, you guys. Oh, I really like that one. There we go. I'm coming, buddy. And having such a good time today because I really enjoyed myself. Oh, maybe this one will work then. So it means we got to put one in there. So I hope that you guys make some tags and for your journals. And I hope that when you make them, you explore all the different things to put on them, like I did today, like buttons and using sari silk. And what else did we put on them? We put on lace. We put on dangles. We put on all kinds of different things. So I hope that that you give that a try and that you just explore the different things that you can do with your tags. And when it comes time to decorate them, I hope that you explore that too. So until I see you again in our next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.